Kids learn through repetition. And again, this is another myth that kids learn faster. Kids learn through because they have a lot of time and they put a lot of reps in. I have seen adults learning very, very fast. I have seen adults struggling with insomnia and learning how to put themselves into sleep much quicker. But they need to understand the link. Like the nervous system is not so much, there's already too much wiring inside. So they need to break the existing concepts and create new ones.
That's one thing that I mentioned earlier that I really feel strongly is missing from a lot of the resources that are given to people who are struggling with mental health issues, especially bipolar, is an understanding of why they're being told to do certain things. I don't think it's helpful to be given a tool if you don't understand why the tool helps. Like why is this helping me? And why does, what's the science behind it? At least for me, I was given little like mindfulness practices over the years, and they never helped me until I understood why. And then was given like actual practices to do that were beneficial, that helped me to learn how to practice it on a regular basis. And so I love what we're learning about the breath, and I love what we're learning about how that helps your body and your brain. And one of the things that I kind of skipped over earlier, and I'd like to go back to just a little bit, is how does somebody help them to tolerate stress, stressful situations where they can't bring themselves into a calm state? How does breathing help somebody? How do you practice that in order to prepare so that when you're in a stressful situation and you can't go into a corner and do breathing, or something, how can they practice breathing in a way that will help them to be able to tolerate the stress better?
So you kind of answered, you kind of mentioned it yourself earlier on, that there is training that needs to be done. As much as I've said earlier that there are breathing techniques that help someone become a better swimmer, if someone has never swum a lap in his life and he's straight away thrown halfway through the Atlantic, any manual of how to become, to free stroke or backstroke is useless at the time. At the time, it is like survival mode on, and that's it. So you first need to practice in the pool. You first need to practice when you're calm in shallow water, hopefully with a guide, but, don't expect miracles. But I think that humans, if they have a few things, one thing that is very strong is adaptability. And adaptability works a little bit different, and learning is different in adults. Fortunately, I think a lot of adults, even more so adults that have a diagnosis or are not well, are treated like kids. You said that for you, it does not work when you were given a tool, but you're not told how to work. Let me tell you, in my experience, you're not alone. Most adults need to understand the why. Kids learn through repetition. And again, this is another myth that kids learn faster. Kids learn through because they have a lot of time and they put a lot of reps in. I have seen adults learning very, very fast. I have seen adults struggling with insomnia and learning how to put themselves into sleep much quicker. But they need to understand the link. Like the nervous system is not so much, there's already too much wiring inside. So they need to break the existing concepts and create new ones. And logic can help a lot. Practice, of course, as well. So with the information that you're providing in your podcast, I think the audience can use them, allocate some time. I suggest people they allocate 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes first thing in the morning to start doing some work. If they can do it more than once a day, depending on how severe the symptoms are, even better. And then they will be able to practice in a state of stress. The beautiful thing about breathing is that it can be practiced even in the presence of others. when you speak, nothing prevents me from holding my breath. Nothing prevents me. I can even hum. In the past, I have given to clients, I have taught them how to even do humming at a very low frequency, and a lot of them have practiced during meetings and so on, very successfully, without having to go into any yoga class whatsoever. How powerful is that? When someone drives you up the wall, when in a situation you feel vulnerable, when you feel out of control, to be able, but they have to practice before. It's not all of a sudden, oh my God, I want to kill myself now. Oh, what did Michelle say on episode number 97? No. This has to be something that, you instantly goes back into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind has stored this link that this breathing exercise helps me relax. Let's go and run it a few times.